Plaintiff Sandra Pulfer says the defendant is her daughter, and she claims she's nothing but a liar and a thief who's addicted to painkillers. Sandra claims her daughter became addicted to pain pills when she started hanging with the wrong crowd, and Sandra's suing her today for a car and a bedroom set. Defendant Jody Wells admits that the wrong crowd introduced her to drugs, and the wrong crowd was Sandra. Jody insists Sandra is an addict as well, who taught her how to chew the pills so they would affect her faster. And now she's trying to take Jody's children away. Jody's countersuing for a wedding dress and harassment.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been through hell and back with my daughter and her addiction. She's a liar, she's a thief, and she's an addict.
What is she addicted to?
Oxycontin, any painkillers. Wow. Yeah.
How does she become addicted to that?
Well, I personally believe it was the people she was hanging around at first.
She didn't have an accident that she was originally prescribed pain pills for?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, it wasn't an accident. She gave birth, and she said that the epidural hurt her.
And they prescribed it to her for how many weeks?
This went on for years. They were prescribing.
For the pain?
Yes. She said the pain.
Oh, you don't think she had pain?
No, I don't believe she did.
What type of pain did she describe?
She said, well, nerve damage is what a doctor finally said, the diagnosis.
And you don't think nerve damage causes pain?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
Did you ask the doctor whether nerve damage causes pain? You don't have to be a doctor to know that nerve damage might cause pain.
That's true, Your Honor.
You still have the problem?
I do, Your Honor, and the wrong crowd was my mother.
Why do you say that?
Well, when I first started on the painkillers, my mother told me how to chew them up, that the effect would get
Your
to you
Honor,
faster.
that's a lie.
She would bond me.
Let her finish.
I got in trouble for prescription medication. I went to jail. She would bond me out with a pill in her hand to give me. And then she became this self-righteous woman who's tried to take away my kids, who leaves harassing messages on my phone.
Kids. She leaves them, and I can't do anything. They're hungry. They need diaper change.
She still takes Oxycontin, by the way.
Ma'am, you're on it too?
Your Honor, I have a brain tumor.
So the answer is yes?
No, I do not. At this time, I do not.
So why are you telling me about your brain tumor if you don't? My question
I do take a painkiller. I do not take Oxycontin.
What do you take?
I take a hydro something.
How long have you taken it?
I'm sorry, it's morphine, Your Honor.
How long have you taken it?
Since they did the brain surgery.
How long has that been?
Since '03.
And you've been taking it every day since then?
Yes, Your Honor. I
think you're being unfair to your daughter. Probably half the people who are addicted to prescription drugs such as that are addicted because it started out as a health problem and a legitimate painkiller, and they just couldn't get off of it afterwards. And as such, you should be sensitive to her issue of being addicted to Oxycontin or whatever other painkiller she's addicted to. She and some kid on the street that just went to the wrong crowd, as you blaming on, at some high school like they do in a lot of these wealthy communities. The kids get Oxycontin, never had a pain in their life. That doesn't sound like that's the situation, ma'am. So I think we got to be a little more sensitive to your daughter than that. Other than that, your relationship has been like what when she was growing up?
It was really good. Jody was a cheerleader all 4 years, or several years in high school, and we had a pretty close relationship, really up until the year my granddaughter was born, and several things happened. She didn't know who the father of my granddaughter was, so she had several men tested, including a famous country and western singer. And really, some of the problems started when I got a phone call from a policeman saying that an ambulance had been called because my little granddaughter was sitting on the floor playing in her purse when Jody was doing dishes. And she was found to be sucking on some of these painkillers, and the officer was very concerned about it. So I had to come. I'm not sure if that was the time I had to come get the baby. There were several times the police officers would call me and ask me to come pick up Katie, and they would take her to jail, and I would turn around and shred. I would bail her out of jail several times.
Has she ever been to rehab? Have you ever encouraged her?
No,
Has
I've
anyone,
encouraged
did the jail require her?
Your Honor, I was incarcerated for 10 months and then in a residential center for 4 months. I've been clean for 14 months.
Let's get to the car you're suing about, ma'am.
If I may, I have another grandchild, a grandson that was, excuse me.
Take your time. Why don't you give us some tissue, please? You want to tell me about the car? Why is she suing you over this car in the bedroom?
She's suing me for a car which was her car. She let me drive it to doctors to get pain prescriptions because we were both out at the time. We both needed pain pills, and we shared. That's what we did. And to take my kids to the doctor.
Let her finish, ma'am.
Lying.
Let's just let her finish,
ugly.
ma'am. Go ahead.
She knew why I was using the car to go get pain
No, she would be
medication.
gone
And why is she
8
suing
hours,
you?
Your
Okay,
Honor.
ma'am.
She's
Why is
suing
she
me
suing
because
you
3
over-
months after I was incarcerated, her car broke down and she's blaming me that it got run into the ground.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am, you want to tell me about the car?
Your Honor, she ran my car into the ground. She went crazy places. She'd tell me.
Did she use it exclusively?
No, I used it around town to go to the grocery
Well,
store.
how can you blame her?
Well, because
exclusively?
the way she would bring it back,
How would she
would
bring
go
it back?
hours. She would tell me 1 hour and be gone
but
8 hours.
that doesn't change the condition of the car. She could have been sitting in front of someone's house for 8 hours, ma'am.
Yes,
If
yeah.
you and she were both driving the car, how can you attribute all the damage to her?
Well, Your Honor, because I would use it to go to the grocery
Gotcha.
store, which
Just
is
tell
a
me
few-
about the bedroom set. How are you suing her for that, ma'am?
Well, the apartment I helped her to get into with her children, I furnished nearly her whole apartment, and she asked me for my bedroom suit, and I told her I would sell her my bedroom suit.
For how
I
much?
have furnished
For how much?
$500.
And that was when?
That was 2 years ago.
Has she paid you anything on it?
$50.
Okay. Ma'am, what do you say to that?
I've never paid anything. That bedroom suit was my grandmother's bedroom suit, which was passed to my mother, which was passed to me. And I
Was
want
that from your mother?
Yeah, well, yes, it is. It's a family heirloom.
I also-
So
And
family heirlooms are passed on.
Right, but
to
I
the
told
children.
Her, no, I didn't want to give this bedroom suit to my daughter. She begged me
Ma'am,
for it.
I'm sorry, you haven't convinced me. You said it was a family heirloom. The same thing that she said. You
She
pass it
was-
from parent to child, from parent to child. That's exactly what happened. And that's what you've admitted happened. With
sure.
the car, you said you all both used the car. You
I
didn't try to
maybe
say
1,000
because she kept...
miles on
That's
it.
enough. Your counterclaim, ma'am. $3,000 for what?
harassment. And
How so?
I had a pair of soccer shorts for my daughter that she was letting me see my children at the time. And I called her and asked her if I could bring
You
them
have
the
a
next
tape
day.
there. Is that
I do.
what you... All
I do.
right, let me hear that.
I will bluntly hang up on you if you call again. You are not welcome around us. You don't pay your almighty child support, nor have you in nearly a month. So why don't you get off your fat, lazy business and do something right? I'm done. So you have a great time. My mother, she might have left. You know what? You will pay someday. You will pay. And you know what? I don't want to be anywhere around you when you do. There's going to come a time when you need something from me. I don't know when it'll be. Might be 5 years, might be 10 years. But me and these kids will not be here for you. I pray to see you in court. Bring it on. I can't wait to see it. Ha ha.
All right, ma'am. You seem to be a little damaged emotionally. What is the other wedding dress about, ma'am?
I had a wedding dress from my first marriage in '03 that was stored at my grandmother's house that she took out of my grandmother's
No,
house
I
in
didn't.
September to wear as a Halloween costume, and I've asked for it back. She will not return it. All I want is my wedding dress back.
Ma'am, tell me about the wedding
That's
dress.
not true. I've stored it. The wedding dress was
she
again
asked you for it?
left.
Go
No,
ahead.
she hasn't asked me
Go
directly
ahead.
for it.
Go
I've
ahead,
heard
ma'am.
from everybody. Your Honor, that wedding dress was stored in a barn. It had mold all over it. It wasn't like she secured it, and she herself said, as long as I say Katie want, well,
Ma'am,
Katie.
you admitted that she hasn't asked for it directly, but others have asked on her behalf. So I'm going to grant you your judgment for the cost of the wedding
She
dress.
can
You're
have it
asking how
back.
much for that, ma'am?
$100 is what I paid
$100
for
is
it.
your
There's mold
judgment
all
for
over
that.
it. Her
That's all
daughter
I'm
is
granting. I'm
playing
not
in it.
granting you any harassment, ma'am. With regard to the car, ma'am, you admit to driving the car as she does. Mutual wear and tear. I'm not granting you any money for that. With regard to the bedroom set, you say you sold it to her, yet you say it's an heirloom. Heirlooms aren't sold. They're given. I'm going to dismiss your claim and grant you $100. Have a good day,
Thank you,
ladies.
Your Honor. I've tried to work on the relationship. Right now I'm pursuing it through the courts to get my children back. Me and my mother cannot get along as long as she is still using the narcotics. I can't get along with her.
I have a brain tumor. I'm sick. She's the drug addict. I've had doctor after doctor write out for the courts because she keeps calling SRS for the courts to say I am not a drug addict.